Shalom, Barak Yahweh, Barashim Yahushai, Barashim Rakakadash. All praises and glories definitely do, especially in the times we're living in. Much respects to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and to all the brothers out there doing the work. I say Shalom. All right, a lot of things happening, a lot of things going on. You people know about what happened, yesterday. All right, the sedition that took place, and we'll get into that in a moment. All right. The title of this lesson is going to be The Beginning of Sorrows. All right. So we have a lot to cover here. So I don't know how many parts it's going to take me. We'll see where the Spirit takes me. And in either case, let's get started. We're going to start here in the Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, the 18th verse. All right, and of course, we have plenty of precepts. All right, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. Okay, mournings, woe, lamentations. You understand? Don't go look those words up. They're all interchangeable. All right, the beginning of famine and great death. You see that? All right, because it's just going to get worse and worse. All right, those food lines, all right, trucks will eventually stop coming in into more and more states, all right? So everything's just going to pick up on a higher level. So again, for those of you who were thinking that, 2020 was bad, well, 2021 is going to make it look like a walk in the park, all right? Because it ain't getting better, all right? Babylon has fallen. America, Babylon the Great, has fallen, all right? And she's been circling the drain, okay? For quite a long time. You can go back to probably 1969, 1970, all right? She started, circling the drain, okay? George Carlin, that was one of his points of views prior to him dying. He was talking about that his last few years before he passed on. All right. Anyway, let's continue here. So, the beginning of sorrows, great mournings, the beginning of famine, and great deaths. Right. The beginning of wars. You see that? Plural. Because the ultimate war that's coming is the Third World War of Armageddon. All right, which is all nuclear, people, the ICBMs. All right, who's mustering the nations down in the Valley of Jehoshaphat? The Heavenly Father is Yahweh. You understand that? He's doing that. All right, to bring an end to this world, to Esau's world. Right? What is the prophecy? We read it in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world. All right? That word world is 165 in the Bible concordance. It's aeon, meaning age, the ending of an age, era, as in their rulership and kingdom. It's the end of Esau, Edom, the white man's rulership and kingdom here on the earth. You understand? Like we read in Luke, and I saw Satan fall as lightning, and that Satan is not talking about the spiritual entity Satan. It's talking about the adversary, Esau, Edom, taken out of power, fall from heaven as lightning, taken out of power. You understand? Right? That's what's happening. You're in a transition. Okay? That's what's happening. A changing of rulership, a changing of power, of worlds. Okay? For those of you who do not understand. All right? We'll come right back to this. Quickly show you that. Escalatius 10 and 8. All right. You people think you know what the hell is going on. You people have no idea what the hell is going on because it's above your pay grade. All right? It's all spiritual. You understand? This is a temporary. America, Babylon the Great was a necessary evil. All right? Prophecy. All right? It had to come into fruition. And for the Lord to take it out. Just like all the other beasts, all set up by the Lord, all taken down by the Lord. The Babylonian kingdom, Medo-Persia, the Edomites first coming into power, calling themselves the Greek, that was the third beast. They morphed into the fourth beast, the Roman Empire. Okay? Do you understand? And they were all taken down by the Lord, all temporary kingdoms. America is the last leg and extension of that fourth beast, the Roman Empire, all right, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay? And this is all explained in the scriptures, people, but if you people have no knowledge, no understanding of history, okay, if you're not an Israelite, if you haven't been called into the council of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, then you're not going to know the answers. See, because only the men of the Lord have the answers. Those are them that have been called in, the prophets, the ones that make these videos and we go out there and we street teach. You understand? You have to be chosen, okay? You don't simply walk in unawares, or you simply just open up the scriptures and you have understanding. It doesn't work that way. The Lord has to be supping with you. Revelation 3 and 20. You understand? Okay? All right, so what you're witnessing, okay, is the fall of America, Babylon the Great. And she has to go out, right? She was a necessary evil, okay, according to prophecy. She had to come in, all right? Because, again, there's a parable in Revelation 17, all right? That tells you, in the parable is about, the 7 heads and the 10 horns, okay? That's what it's about, all right? And that's explaining to you the history, all right? Which goes even back to Daniel, all right? Which is explained even in Daniel, all right? So the 7 heads and the 10 horns, and the 7 heads meaning 7 kingdoms of Edomite kingdoms. You understand? And how this is the beast itself, the dragon, okay? And you had Germania, and 5 have fallen. Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain, France, and the Greeks. Those are the 5 fallen kingdoms. All right? So there are 2 more, right? And there's one that is. The one that is was the Roman Empire at that time when John the Revelator wrote the book of Revelations. A prisoner in the salt mine in his 90s. And then there was one that would come and continue for a short space. And again, you read this in Revelations, the 17th chapter. That one that would continue for a short space would be the British Empire. There are your 7 kingdoms. But now, as the parable continues to read, as you're reading it, it will tell you that there would be an 8th that comes out of the 7. Well, that 8th is the little horn that you read in Daniel chapter 7. That's America, Babylon the Great. who plucked up 3 other Edomite nations, right? The British Empire for America's independence, right? The French and Spain, okay? So, you people understand? So, America is the 8th, who is the 8th head of this Edomite beast system, and she goeth into perdition, which means destruction. You understand? You get it? You understand? Esau, Edom, the white man, he represents what? The dragon, the old serpent, the devil, and Satan. Okay? He goes by many names. He is that man of sin, son of perdition, destruction, the wicked. You understand that? The evil and violent man. You understand? He is opposed to God. That's why he set up an anti-Messiah system. Do you understand? You've all been deceived. All right? All right. Okay? I've given you lots of information already, as it is. All right? And it's nothing but truth and fact. That's it. All right? And your churches are not going to tell you that. Your politicians are not going to tell you that. You're not going to see that on television. All right? The media, which goes back to the word medium, which means witchcraft, a source, which is the Edomites, the elites, that's their propaganda machine. All right? If these people announce that we're mandating that all men put on dresses, I bet you a bunch of you men will go out there and put on dresses. Because that's how gullible you all are. All right? All right. This stuff comes from the Lord. This is all decreed. This is all prophecy. It cannot be changed, stopped, or altered. America, Babylon the Great has to go out for Yahushua to set up his kingdom here on the earth. And there will be an order of things. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, his son, Yahushua, all right? King David, the 12 apostles, and the 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes, which are all men, okay, who will be the governing bodies to the kingdom. And we, Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be the immortal God, kings, and priests of the earth. Do you understand? All right? So, that's Galatians 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, right? And listen, I'm not going to break this down. You people could break this down for yourself. All you have to do is go into the history, all right, of unrighteous dealings of Esau, Edom, the Edomite. Listen, you can start before even Columbus came here in 1492. You can start when they first came back into power during the Renaissance. You can go back even further when they first came into power calling themselves the Greeks. And then morphed into the Roman Empire. Do you understand? I mean, there is a history here, people. I could be sitting here for days, all right, telling you. Or you people could just simply research these things, all right? So let's say starting from the Renaissance, you have what? A 700-year period of what? The Inquisition. How about that? And remember, they have to take the Moors down first. And that took them a little over 100 years. And this is all before Columbus came here in 1492. All right? And that was also a part of the Inquisition anyway, when Columbus came here in 1492, putting the Northern Kingdom into captivity, and then the Southern. All right, you know what? We're going to end this here and come right back with part 2. Shalom.